We're hours away from the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal, so let's get into some predictions. All right, my friends, we've got a lot to dig into today, and I'm going to try to boil this down to my top 10 predictions for the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal, and I'm going to hear from you guys as well in this video. First of all, I think we're going to be looking at this reveal as more of a hardware-focused video, just like the original launch material around the first Switch was. We really got a sense of the uniqueness of the Switch as a platform, and I think that's what Nintendo is going to try to show off here. Also, because this is the first iterative console that they've done, arguably since the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, I think they also want to show off that they can still be very clever and very new with their ideas hardware-wise. We're going to see some vast improvements on the software because there's going to be more technology there, but they're going to want to show us some cool new features that the hardware provides. And I think the big one is that there's going to be some sort of mouse functionality with this, as they showed off in that initial Switch 2 video. And I think what this means, and yes, I kind of asked for this in my initial reactions, but I think we are going to get a Mario Paint. Now the question is it going to be included with the hardware, or is it going to be a separate download? Are you going to have to pay for it? And I think they're going to include it, but I think they're going to have some new content that you're going to be able to acquire for this new Mario Paint. Now this is my prediction. I don't know anything as fact. This is what I'm thinking, but I think that mouse functionality, the first thing that many of us lifer Nintendo fans go to is Mario Paint. And why not? Why not bring it to the Nintendo Switch? I think that would be great. It would give players something different to do, and they're able to use their new Joy-Con mice to create things, and maybe you can put them into games or something. I think we're getting a new Mario Paint. I think it's going to be crazy, and I think it's going to be really fun. Now, sticking with the hardware, my second prediction is that C button is going to stand for Connect, and that's going to mean being able to connect Switch 1s to the Switch 2, either as a separate controller or a separate view screen if we're playing multiplayer racing games or something like that. But also, yes, I think there is going to be some cool Nintendo DS or 3DS functionality, and down the road probably some Wii U functionality as well. And I think that also comes into play with the mouse functionality of the Nintendo Switch 2. And I guess what they're going to have to do is also provide peripherals that allow for that connection. So you tether with a USB-C cable of some sort. Maybe there's some kind of an attachment. Maybe there's some kind of a mouse surface thing that you can put on your lap or your ottoman or something like that, so that you can play stuff on a big screen but still have mouse functionality. And what that also is going to mean is that 3DS and DS games are going to be added to the Nintendo Switch Online accounts for Switch 2 on day one. I think they're going to announce that, and we're going to have DS and 3DS titles right out of the gate that take advantage of the mouse as a stylus, which is just going to be insane, and it's really going to differentiate this hardware from Nintendo Switch 1. And I also think, and this is my third prediction, that we're going to see The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds again. Either we're going to see, and likely we're going to see, that original game as some kind of a download for Nintendo Switch 2, but I think we might get a sequel to that game using the functionality of the Joy-Con mice as a new way to input and play the game, and some kind of connective tissue between the original masterpiece and whatever they're working on for a sequel. And that's a prediction. That's also a mad desire on my part. I love that freaking game, and I would love to see more of that kind of gameplay. My fourth prediction is that Mario Kart 9, it's going to be called Mario Kart 9, not Mario Kart X. It's going to take a page from the Smash Brothers franchise, and it's going to have all kinds of Nintendo characters in there. Lots that we've seen before, as they've shown off in that little kind of taste, but I think we're also going to see a lot more surprises from Nintendo's characters, and I also think we're going to see some other cool characters. Sonic the Hedgehog is a shoo-in. We're probably going to see Mega Man. I think Nintendo's going to go out and work with other partners and bring some of their characters to this game and this franchise, and I think it's going to be wild. I also think that they're going to add a story mode to Mario Kart 9 and let players jump in and have more fun experiencing it as a single-player exercise, which I think would be wonderful, something akin to the sublime Diddy Kong Racing. That would be awesome for Mario Kart 9. My fifth prediction is that Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is going to be a launch title for Nintendo Switch 2. It's going to to be enhanced. It's going to look much better, much sharper. I think Retro Studios is a phenomenal developer, and they've been working with Switch 2 hardware for a long time, so it's going to be tuned for that machine, and it will cross-launch on the original Nintendo Switch, and who knows if they've got any functionality between the two versions of the game. Maybe there's some cool stuff that you can do with the Switch 1 connected to the Switch 2, but the Switch 2 is going to get Metroid Prime 4 Beyond on the launch day, and I think that's going to be the big single-player game for the system's launch. I think Mario Kart 9 is coming out with the launch, and I think Metroid Prime 4 is the big single-player experience. They've done Mario's, they've done Zelda's. I think they're going to go to Metroid with Switch 2. And I also think that Metroid Prime 2 and 3 are likely going to be launched alongside Metroid Prime 4. I don't know if they're going to be the remastered games. I hope they are. But they may be as part of GameCube functionality on Nintendo Switch Online, which is my 6th prediction. I think we're going to start to see GameCube games only on Nintendo Switch 2. I don't think we would see them on the original Nintendo Switch. So, in the case of Metroid Prime 2 and 3, it would be a major missed opportunity for the remastered versions of those two games not to also be on Nintendo Switch 1, but maybe they'll be for sale on Nintendo Switch 1, but they're part of Nintendo Switch Online for Nintendo Switch 2. I don't know, but I think we're getting them. I think that we're probably getting them either at launch with everything or just before, leading up to the launch of Metroid Prime 4 and Nintendo Switch 2. My 7th prediction is that we're going to see ARMS again. We're going to get a sequel to ARMS, ARMS 2 on Nintendo Switch 2. I think that would be a blast, and also a nice accompaniment to the racing and that dynamic, and also the single-player experience of Metroid Prime. We're going to have this idea of being able to jump in and join up and start flinging our super stretchy arms at each other. I love that first ARMS game. It really did charm me. I didn't really get into playing with it with the Joy-Con, but maybe that experience is enhanced with the new hardware and the new architecture, but I just love the game. I loved playing it wherever I was traveling to, and I just thought it looked great. I love the character designs. I love the mechanics of the game. I love all the tournament play that you had within the game and all the unlocking of things that you got to do in that title, and I think Nintendo's got a lot more to do with that franchise, and so I'm predicting ARMS 2 for Nintendo Switch 2, and it's going to look amazing. My 8th prediction is that Xbox and Bethesda are coming in strong, big time this year on Nintendo Switch 2. They're going to deliver Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. They're going to deliver Doom, The Dark Ages, and they're also going to deliver Starfield all to this platform. And they're going to look terrific. I think they're going to take advantage of whatever DLSS technology is part of that NVIDIA chipset that's going to be a part of Nintendo Switch 2. So they're going to upscale beautifully, and they're going to look incredible in handheld mode. And I can't wait to be able to play all of those games again on Nintendo Switch 2. My 9th prediction is that we are going to see a new 3D Mario game. It's going to come out in the holiday, though, and it's going to be massive. It's going to be the most beautiful looking 3D Mario experience we've ever seen. It's either going to be, I think, a sequel to Super Mario Odyssey or Super Mario Galaxy. It might be Super Mario Galaxy 3, or it might be Super Mario Odyssey 2. Either way, I am excited as hell, or maybe it's a remake of Super Mario 64, or along those lines. Or maybe it's an entirely new thing, but I feel like I'm leaning towards Super Mario Galaxy 3. I love that franchise, and it would be amazing to see that franchise revitalized on Switch 2, and maybe it takes advantage of that mouse functionality. Maybe you're collecting stars with the mouse as you're whipping around. Who knows? I can't wait to be surprised by whatever Nintendo's got in store. And my 10th prediction for the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal is all about the third-party support for the platform. I think we're going to see Final Fantasy Remake and Rebirth. I think we're going to see Metaphor ReFantazio. I think we're going to see Elden Ring on Nintendo Switch 2. But I think even more important than that is the shot out of the gate from the indie space with two of the biggest indie titles out there right now. I think launching with the platform will be Hollow Knight, Silk Song, and Hades 2. And those are enormous indie titles with huge fan bases out there. And I think they would be incredibly excited. Now, I think those two titles will also be on Nintendo Switch 1, but they'll run a little bit better, they'll look a little crisper, and they'll be pretty sweet additions to Nintendo Switch 2. And I think it also showcases that Nintendo is going to continue their long-standing support with indies out there. All right, so there are my 10-ish predictions for the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal, which is coming up on Wednesday. And by the way, I'm going to be live streaming the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal with my friends Marissa Roberto, Jose Sanchez, and Bear Safi. All four of us are going to be there with our live reactions. It's at 6 o'clock in the morning Pacific. Marissa's in Toronto, so she's got a little bit of a better time slot. She's joining us 9 o'clock her time. But it's going to be a lot of fun, so come and join us for that. But I also wanted to hear from you guys, so I took it out there. I asked, give me your Nintendo Switch 2 predictions. What's Nintendo going to show off on Wednesday? PNP Games said expanded NSO digital console offerings likely, but I would like to see a buy-to-own option for these same games. The virtual console model was so good, and we didn't realize it. JKB said Mario Paint 2, 100%. I'm with you on that, JKB. Chris Brown says, I think they at least tease a new Odyssey or open world DK game. Ooh, a new Donkey Kong sounds amazing. Plume Gaming says a Mario real-time strategy game with new mouse controls. Steve Vegvari says Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Deluxe, please. Scott Sturby says, I predict multiple versions of the console available at launch, could be different colors and or different storage options. Ty Lloyd says Metroid Prime 4 and Mario Kart 9 at launch, $399 USD. Let's hope it's that price or less. Crow says new Star Fox game, old Zelda remake, Joy-Con mouse gimmick accessory. I think they'll make one game related to the mouse control and show it off. I think it's going to be Mario Paint. RJ says Tomba 3. That will be pretty wild. And Falcom Scott 312 says hopefully not just the price, but also good games here. I think we're going to get lots of good games here. Don't you worry, Falcom Scott. But let us know in the comments below. I do want to hear from you guys. What do you want to see from the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal? And please join us for the Nintendo Switch 2 live stream. Let's all watch and chat about it together. It's going to be so much fun, and it's going to be so freaking early. All right, you guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, for hitting that subscribe button and that little bell to be notified. We will see you soon. And until then, play forever.